A very good morning to all of you dear students. So today what we are going to study is part 2 of chapter number 1, and that is transport of food and minerals. Here we are talking about transport of food and minerals in plant. Students, in our previous video we had studied about the part of plant or the tissue of plant or the cells of plant which is responsible for the transportation of food and minerals, and that was xylem and phloem. So in our previous video we had studied about what is xylem, what is phloem, what is the function of xylem, what is the function of phloem, how many types of xylem, how many types of phloem. Okay, so the thing which we are going to study today is methods of absorption. Absorption, how many types of absorption are seen in plant? Means we know that plant needs food and minerals, plant need water and minerals. So how they absorb the water and minerals? By the root. Okay students, so today we are going to study that. Before starting the study of method of absorption in plant, I want to tell you students that I had sent you in homework section a diagram. You have to draw that diagram in your copy, and that diagram is related to the structure of root and root hairs. So students, take out your book and open the page where this heading is mentioned, methods of absorption. Okay. So students, hope you page number 10 where the topic methods of absorption is mentioned. So students, firstly I would like to tell you that the picture of the page which is showing on your screen, see the third line of this page. The root hairs provide a large surface area for absorption. Okay. So basically who is allowing the process of absorption is the root, and especially in root which part? Root hairs. So students, root hairs provide a large surface area for absorption. Now how many types of absorption are going to know in plants, or we are going to see in plants, are mentioned below. So the topic methods of absorption at activity number 1, students, below the activity number 1, see what is mentioned, methods of absorption. Now why it is important to study methods of absorption? Because by this we will be able to know how the root hair absorb water and minerals. So first thing student, the most important thing which we have to know is that water is absorbed by root by the process of diffusion, and minerals are absorbed by the process of active transport. Today what we will study students is the process of diffusion. Okay, means how root hair absorbs water. Okay students, again I am repeating the things. Root hairs absorbs water, which means the main part of plant which absorbs water is the root. Okay, and how root hair enhance that process? Because root hair increases the surface area. Okay, so the greater will be the surface area, the maximum amount of water will be get absorbed by the root hair or by the root. So the first process student is diffusion. Okay, diffusion is the process by which root hair absorbs water. Okay, so diffusion is the movement of molecule from the region of higher concentration to lower concentration. For example students, in land, in soil in which the plant is embedded, in which the plant is grown, we put water in that. Okay, so the land now contain, the soil now contain greater amount of water, and now that water molecules move from the soil region to the root hair region, because in soil now the concentration of water is high in comparison to root hairs. So this process is known as diffusion, in which the movement of water or molecules takes place from the region of their higher concentration. What is the meaning of region of higher concentration? The meaning of region of higher concentration is the area or the part where its amount is large or the amount is more in quantity. So when the movement takes place from that region to the region where the amount is very less, that is known as the process of diffusion. Okay, this process is also called passive transport. Okay, the diffusion process is also called passive transport, which means when the molecule get transferred from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. This process is known as diffusion as well as passive transport. Now students, see in this activity number 2, here the sugar cube is kept in a, you can say, in a tub. Okay, the large sugar cube. Okay, after some time we see that the cube becomes smaller in size. Why? Because the cube contain higher concentration of sugar, and in the tub the water which is kept in the tub is having lower concentration of sugar. So the sugar molecule get moved from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. At the some time, after some time, we will be able to see that the sugar cube is diffused completely. So in the last picture you can able to see, students, that diffusion is complete, which means the sugar molecules are now dissolved in the whole water. Okay. Now the second process is osmosis. Now what is osmosis, students? To study the process of osmosis, we will see this diagram, students, which is now showing on your screen. See, the yellow particle, the yellow round particle is showing sugar molecule which cannot pass through pores. Okay, they are not passing through pores because the pores of the semi-permeable membrane, see the yellow band like structure, students, are known as semi-permeable membrane. They are not be able to move from that membrane. So what is the process of osmosis called, student? In the process of osmosis also, the movement of molecule takes place from the region of higher concentration to lower concentration, student. But in this, one important term comes along, and that is semi-permeable membrane. Means the definition of osmosis and diffusion is same, but in the case of osmosis, the movement of solvent molecule from the region of their higher concentration to the region of their lower concentration takes place by the semi-permeable membrane. Firstly, students, know the meaning of semi-permeable membrane. What is the meaning of semi-permeable membrane? Semi-permeable means a membrane which is permeable for some things, small things or selected things. Okay, means they will not allow each and every things to get passed through it. That type of membrane is known as, students, semi-permeable membrane. Permeable means which allows something to get through it or to pass through it. Semi means only selective or only something. Okay, So with the help of this diagram, you will be able to see, students, that the small round like structure is what is water molecule which can pass through pores. And which pores? Semi permeable membrane pores. But the larger molecules of sugar are not going to pass through it. Okay. Once again I am repeating the things, students. In diffusion and osmosis, what is difference? In diffusion and osmosis, the difference is, in osmosis we are seeing the movement of water molecule from the region of their higher concentration to their lower concentration. Again I am telling you, the region of higher concentration is that region in which their amount is large. Okay. And the region of their lower concentration means is the region where their amount is very less. Okay. But there is a membrane in between that, and that is known as semi-permeable membrane. So diffusion and osmosis, these two were the process by which we are able to see the movement of water from soil to root. Means the absorption of water by the root or root hairs. Okay. The cell membrane of root hairs act as semi-permeable membrane. So in this process, which membrane is known as the semi-permeable membrane? The cell membrane of root hair. Okay. Now the third topic is, students, active transport. So students, what is active transport? The active transport, the transport of molecule and ions against the concentration gradient by using energy is called active transport. Now students, listen it very carefully. We will again discuss it in our next video or in next lecture. Firstly, I would like to explain all of you that what is active transport, because active transport is important for the movement or for the absorption of what? Minerals. Diffusion and osmosis we were studying for the movement or for the absorption of water, but active transport we will study or we will see here for the process of the transport of minerals in root or in plant, or by the absorption of root. Okay. So the active transport is the movement of molecule, students, from the region of lower concentration to higher concentration. See, here the process is totally opposite, and this opposition is known as against the concentration gradient. Why the term against the concentration gradient is used, student? That is because if it is in favor of concentration gradient, then the movement will take place by the region of higher concentration to lower concentration. But if the process is going reverse, then it will require energy. For example, student, I am telling you this with a very slight example. For example, if your door is opening at your front side, normally if your door open at your front side, so if you just slightly push your door will get open. Okay. But if you want to open your door at the opposite side, from the opposite side, you have to apply some force, some energy, and that process will be known as that it is working against its process. So here also, students, against the concentration gradient means that it is not working or not getting moved in such a way that in the way it should be. Okay, in the way it should be. For example, in osmosis, in diffusion, we were seeing that the movement was taking place from the region of higher concentration to lower concentration. But in active transport, what we will be able to see is the movement from the region of lower concentration to higher concentration, which means the work is getting opposite. the work is going reversed. Thus the term against the concentration gradient is used. So for which transport and for what the active transport is responsible? So the active transport is responsible for the movement of minerals inside the plant or inside the root. The minerals ion move from their lower concentration in soil to higher concentration in cell sap, which means the ions are present in a less quantity in soil in comparison to root hairs, but then also they move from the lesser area to the higher area. Okay, and this process requires energy. Okay, energy is used for the transport of molecule against the concentration. Okay, if we do any work against it should usually do, or it happens usually, then it requires energy, and this process is known as active transport. And why active transport is important, students? Because it is responsible for the movement of ions and minerals in plant. Okay students, in our next lecture we will see how the active transport takes place in plant.